Hi everyone. Apologies for starting this webinar a little late. So hope you all are having a wonderful time wherever you are right now. I'll just give you a quick round of introduction from myself. My name is Raja Rameez. I am a senior business consultant and I've been a part of Epixel for the last 4 years. So, welcome to today's webinar, Smarter MLM Growth with AI, Gamification, and Data Intelligence, brought to you by Epixel MLM Software. We're excited to have you all here. So in this session, what we're going to do is we'll talk you through some practical strategies, real-world use cases to help you boost your distributor engagement and retention, eliminate guesswork using data-backed decision-making, and future-proof your MLM business through automation and smart technology. So let's get started. So the first, what we're going to discuss about as an introduction is the direct selling where the direct selling industry is at right now. So if you think about it, the direct selling industry is at a crossroads. When you see traditional MLM systems are no longer enough to engage a modern or a tech-savvy distributor base. And why is this? And how you can tackle this. So to boost distributor engagement and retention, which is actually crucial for any direct selling company, that it's not just about onboarding your distributors on a regular basis, or because if you have a very engaging compensation plan, and if it is if it is attractive, you're definitely going to onboard a lot of distributors at the beginning stages of your MLM business. But to retain them over a longer period, that is actually the big challenge, right? So in order to tackle this, you obviously have to engage with them constantly through gamifications or maybe mentorships or maybe training programs, or give them different tools to simplify their daily task or make their life easier, right? So because at the end of the day, the goal is to retain the distributors as long as you run the business, right? So you need retention is a very, very important aspect when you run your MLM business. So distributors today, especially the younger ones or the younger generation that we're dealing with right now, they want personalized support, easy to use platforms, recognition, and a strong sense of community, right? So it's not, it has gone too far from how the traditional MLMs have been working, because companies that embrace technology are just not only retaining their distributors longer, but they also have a driving growth with a far more efficiency and insights. Right. So how we can, one is definitely to boost the engagement with your distributors and retain them. Along with this, what you have to do is you need to eliminate all kind of guesswork that you're doing in your business right now. And how we can achieve this is by using data-backed decision making. Okay, so this is where you actually empower your decisions with the data, like identifying what are the trends going on in the industry, or optimizing the campaigns you run, or forecasting your growth. So if you have enough data to back all your decision making, ideally the importance of data here is to eliminate all kind of guesswork that you're doing. Okay, so that is another very important point, to eliminate all kind of guesswork using a data-backed decision making. Along with this, what else you can do? So you can future-proof your MLM business through automation and smart technology. So this is actually mainly achieved by leveraging yourself to a more powerful customizable solution, which obviously Epixel can offer you, to automate all your key operations, right? What you can do is you can scale up your business without any kind of limits, okay? Or you can help to adapt to any kind of marketing strategies. So when you scale up your business with a very powerful MLM solution that doesn't limit you to any sort of adaptations or limit you for automating all kind of operations, that's what an ideal software solution can do to your business, right? So by the end of this session, what you will have is you will definitely know some actionable strategies used by leading MLM brands across the globe to reduce the churn, increase the activity of your distributors, and grow with much more efficiency and clarity. That's what we're going to achieve today by the end of this session. So before we dive deeper, I'll just give you a quick introduction about Epixel. You already know me. So Epixel have been a trusted global leader in this MLM industry for the last 1 decade, and now We are proudly serving more than our client base across 80 plus countries right now. So we are partnering with both startups and enterprise level direct selling companies. Our focus is mainly on innovation. Of course, one of our primary goals is by using AI driven technologies, including gamifying frameworks or data intelligence. Okay, so our mission is pretty simple: empower direct selling companies to scale smarter, retain better, and grow faster. That's what we are trying to achieve in this industry right now. So diving deeper into the session and going more detail here right now, what we're going to discuss is how the industry shifts are happening this day and what are the goals for you. Okay, so we already told modern distributors are not like the traditional ones we might have been dealing with. They demand more, like a personalization or a recognition, or maybe tools that can help them succeed. Okay, so they're not just looking for an attractive compensation plan, like you said before, or they're not looking. They're actually looking for an entire ecosystem that supports their success. They demand more than just a payout or a commission or just a transaction. What they want is a true partnership. Okay, they want themselves to see as a part of your business because they themselves are owning your business and helping you improve yourself, right? So when you say they need personalization, what we mean is a personalized experience from consider a custom replicated website where they can feature some personalized information about them being a part of your business website at the same time, right? Or you can provide them training content that speak directly to their goals, okay? Or maybe recognitions like leaderboards, digital badges, or public shoutouts that can motivate them and build a sense of belonging within the community. So what they want to feel is they are a part of the community that you're building as in how your business grows, right? So of course, and we definitely need to achieve all this, we need to offer them some empowering tools as well. So the reality is traditional MLM doesn't deliver engagement anymore. Okay, they're often static or maybe they fail to meet the dynamic needs of a modern direct selling business. So the point that you should consider here is we are in a very fast-growing world, fast-paced world. Technology is no longer a luxury. Okay, it's the actually the deciding factor between stagnation and sustainable growth. So if you see a modern, a customizable MLM platform provide a centralized hub that empowers the distributors with the tools they need to succeed. Okay, so be it automating the operations or enhancing the engagement using some real-time analytics or gamification, or giving them a mobile app application, or to create some of these dynamic experiences that keeps them motivated and active. So like I said before, the goal of what we are trying to achieve from today's session is to share these strategies, check some proven strategies that top MLM brands are already using to achieve stronger retention and efficiency. Okay, so we can just go and see how AI helps you in the retention. So most MLMs today still use maybe a one-size-fits-all approach, right? So to managing their distributors. So, but like we said before, modern day distributors are completely different. What they demand is different. Some of them are high performers, other might be struggling silently or at an earlier stage. We might fail to recognize these, right? So this is where AI comes into picture. This is where AI can help you. So what you can do is, using AI, you can segment your network by based on the behavior of the distributors, or maybe based on their engagement level, or maybe based on their sales activity. Okay, so what you can do is you can predict which reps are likely to churn. So how do you do this? By analyzing the historical data. What you can do is AI can identify different patterns or identify the behavioral signals, or for example, let's say a distributor is likely to disengage or churn. What AI can do is, this actually gives you a powerful early warning system, right? Allowing you to intervene with a personalized retention or maybe a strategy before it's too late. So like I said before, how AI can do this is identify these patterns and behavioral changes and giving you a signal that this particular distributor is likely to disengage or churn as and how we progress in the business. Okay, so how you can tackle this is by delivering targeted or automated nudges or giving some incentives to keep them active. So how can you do these targeted or automated nudges? What AI can actually do is they can automate the process of delivering the right messages to the distributors at the right time. Okay, so let's say it could be as simple as a motivational nudge, okay, but for a top performer. Imagine you are working yourself very hard for a very long time and you don't get recognized at all. Okay, maybe you're struggling at the initial stage. Maybe you might have achieved smaller milestones in your business, okay, but you still not get recognized. Maybe your business might recognize you when you achieve a longer goal. So this is where AI can come into picture. Okay, if you are feeling demotivated or if your activity reduces, AI can analyze this and give you that motivational nudge. Okay, or re-engage a distributor who is not being active for a long time. Okay, so the system can automatically deliver some targeted, personalized incentives as well to keep everyone active and moving towards their goals. Okay, so that's where VA can deliver these targeted automated nudges or any kind of incentives to the distributors who are likely to churn or who are slowly disengaging with the platform. Okay, so as an example, if you see a case study, an experience, one example from one of our experience, this is regarding a leading health and wellness MLM. Okay, they were actually struggling with almost 30% dropout rate within their first 90 days after launching the system. So the traditional MLM system, as all of us know, couldn't identify any of the underlying issues. They had no clue what exactly is happening because the dropout rate was increasing on a day-by-day time. So when they take the last 90 days data, it was almost 30% for them. Okay, and by the time they noticed a distributor is inactive, it was too late. They've already dropped out of the system. So what you can do here is by integrating AI, what they've done is actually by integrating AI-driven analytics, they were actually able to segment their network, okay, to identify who exactly are the low engaged user. By the time you see that low engagement from a distributor, you instantly analyze that and it helps you to take that proactive action. Okay, and immediately what the system does is it triggers automated support flows by delivering personal messages or nudges or any kind of resources that they lacked, or understand what exactly the problem is and tackle it from there. Okay, so think of AI actually as a growth assistant working in the background. It's not a big thing. It's just assisting you in the background as in how you runs the business. Okay, and it ensures that every single distributor gets the support that they need. Okay, be it a high performing distributor or somebody who is struggling at an earlier stage or who is some very silent and is actually in need of help. That's where AI comes into picture. So it's actually the difference between how reactive and how proactive you are. Okay, of course we know using traditional MLM systems with what we have already seen, you are always a reactive business owner, right? So that's where AI comes into picture and helps you become a proactive or build a proactive business model. So we'll just move on to the next segment, a very interesting one, how you can gamify the engagements. Okay, so gamification of engagements. Distributors, like we said, don't just need the information, they need motivation as well. So see, every human being like that, right? So all of us strive hard to achieve our goals every now and then. Imagine nothing gets recognized for a long time. That doesn't work, right? So the moment you get motivated or you get recognized, that's what actually drives you to work more and strive more for your goals. Okay, so what gamification adds is it adds small wins to keep your momentum high. Like I said before, see, all the MLM businesses have might have set long-term goals for their distributors. When you see compensation plans, we have rank advancements or rank achievements set. The criteria is when you see these are actually set for your long-term career goals, right? So it might be too late for when you see a distributor achieve that career goal, and by the time a distributor achieves that career goal, you might have already lost a couple of distributors in the run. So it's always important by breaking down these larger goals into smaller achievable milestones. So when you join the system, that's when you might not be aware of everything that's what's happening around you. So what you need is whenever you achieve a small milestone, make those recognitions mark or work for the distributors. So rather than setting up long-term goals, what we can do is set up smaller achievable milestones and these kind of gamification always creates a consistent feeling of accomplishment. Even if it is smaller ones, it is a consistent one. So the next point that we can discuss here is recognition from peers and appliance. Absolutely an important point. So like I said, consider acknowledging some top performers in your business on a leaderboard, or giving them a badge, or a specific milestones actually gives them a sense of pride, right? Especially when it's from your peers or your direct sponsor. So that's a big achievement, feels like a big achievement or an accomplishment for you. So this is definitely bringing in a healthy competition as well among your distributors. Let's say Epixel offers a learning module in their system. So at the same time, when you train your distributors through different educational courses or informative videos, you can also issue certifications for them, right? So when you complete a specific learning course, when you issue a certification, and imagine you get featured in the leaderboard of that system. So what happens here is, you see your name there, your colleague also sees that, he might want to be featured there, he will strive himself to go and go through these courses, get himself certified as well, right? So this is actually bringing in a healthy competition between all the distributors or all the agents that you have in your system. Okay, so that's what recognition from your peers or from the business or from your appliance works for you and gives you that sense of accomplishment. And similarly, a sense of community and achievement also comes in here. Okay, so this is the sense of belonging. There has to be that sense of belonging, which is actually very crucial for retaining these distributors as well. They need to feel like a family, or they need to feel like one when you are running your business. So working towards shared goals or celebrating each other's success definitely builds a stronger bond. So if you would like to see a few examples of gamification in action, like what you can say, something, a peer voted who's the most helpful person in your team, or who's the top learner in your team, like if you see the example that I've told you about the learning module and how it can help you. So these are some of the examples that you can definitely help, okay? And maybe you can also offer some challenge-based training modules as well. So makes it a little bit more interesting. And so let's bring in another case study here. Once again, from the experience we have had. This time it's regarding an essential oil MLM company who wanted to increase the distributor engagement, and they wanted to retain their distributors. Of course, the retention part, which is very important. That was actually stagnant for them at one point. Their traditional reward system, which is purely based on sales volume, wasn't very motivating for the distributors, who are also, they were building their networks, obviously, but it was like I said, a kind of stagnant for them. So what they did is they started introducing gamified awards and a badge system during the onboarding time itself. Okay, which means they offered a leaderboard which features a real-time leaderboard that was set up to recognize top performers in the sales and recruiting. Okay, so every time you go to your back office, see the leaderboard, you see somebody's name who has achieved so and so. Like I said, obviously, being as a human being, you would also like to be recognized. You would also like to be featured one day like that, right? So increases the motivation, especially at the initial stage when you join the business. And they've also started issuing achievement badges, which were distributors who has earned digital badges for every milestone they've achieved, no matter how small or how big it is. They have started issuing these badges. So the result that they saw was actually interesting, that they see almost 25% increase in their monthly active distributors, and obviously when they increase the number of distributors, their sales boosted as well. Okay, so here what you can notice is that they started celebrating smaller wins for their distributors. Eventually that ends up exactly where they wanted the business to land. Okay, so they foster a sense of a friendly competition among their distributors, and the company obviously saw a significant increase in the engagement, and most importantly, a stronger sense of community. So gamification, just to wrap up, it's not just gimmicks, it's about using the human psychology to drive the performance. Okay, moving on, we have data intelligence for clarity. So this is another very important point so there is a good saying that we can come into bring here, which is what gets measured gets managed, right? So but traditional reports show only what has happened. So traditional reporting methods are, like we said before, always a reactive kind of approach. Okay, they tell you what has already happened and not what is going to happen. So it's never a proactive approach. But with real-time data intelligence, what you can do is you can actually forecast performance trends. Okay, so what a good MLM system can do is it can analyze all the historical data, be it your sales or the performance of your distributors, their key performance. We definitely can help you with a lot of key performance indicators. So, and see what their current activity is to, comparing the historical trends, seeing their current activity. Using this, you can predict their future sales trends, right? So you can always forecast your performance trends. This will definitely help you make a more informed decision about your inventory, or how do you want to do your marketing, or how much staff or employees you might need for your business. Forecasting the performance trends can help you with all this. Okay, and you can also, along with this, you can also detect the disengagement of distributors or your employees at a very early stage. Okay, so you can do this by tracking, once again, the behavioral metrics, or the system can identify which distributors are showing signs of disengagement or inactivity. It gives you a crucial window of opportunity to actually intervene and offer the targeted support that you need to offer them at a very early stage. Okay, and you can also, like I said before, incentivize before you lose a very valuable team member or a very valuable distributor. So that's another important thing. And it's not just about tracking the or forecasting the performance. You can also, what you can do is you can also track the performance based on the products, based on the team levels, or the geographies from where the distributors are joining, or your product sales are happening. All this are a part of it. Okay, so all this through real-time reports allow you to see what's working for you, what's not working, who's driving the success for you. What you can do is you can compare the product performances across different regions and analyze the effectiveness of a specific upline leader. Okay, so once again, bringing in a different case study here. This time it's regarding a cosmetics MLM. A very brief one here, but very important once again. There was a global cosmetic MLM who was struggling with a distributor churn. Of course, retention is a big factor here. So particularly among some of their top sellers. Okay, so it's not just about the new distributors joining your business, it's about their top sellers. So the system actually showed them who had dropped off. How our traditional systems are, once again, reactive, right? So with an advanced AI-backed a modern MLM system, how this can help you with is by targeted reactivation campaigns. Okay, so these distributors that you have lost were already top sellers. So you need to understand why they have dropped out of the system, right? So to bring them back to the business, you can reactivate campaigns, okay, targeted campaigns, and with the help of AI, and they actually successfully reduced the churn within a very short period. So what they did is automated messages, personalized incentives. All these were delivered to re-engage these valuable distributors. They identified what was the things that made these distributors leave the business. Was it the incentives? Was it the compensation plan that was lacking at some point in time? They identified all these mistakes, and they reworked on that, and they reworked on reactivation campaigns to bring these distributors back. So with the right dashboards, or your business your business actually shifts from being a reactive to a very proactive MLM company. And how does Epixel comes into picture dealing with all this? Okay, so here is how we can enable all of this in practice. How can we make all this practical? So what we offer is we offer AI-powered distributor scoring tools. So this is about how we use AI to analyze a distributor's behavior, their engagement, their sales activity. We provide you with a comprehensive scoring system, and through different type of key performance indicators that could help you quickly identify who are your top performers, recognize them, praise them with all kinds of rewards, or any kind of badges that you can give them. At the same time, most importantly, detect your low performing, low engagement distributors and help them survive in this industry. Okay, so that's the most important part. And apart from offering you AI-powered distributor tools, we can give you gamification, a gamification builder with customizable rewards. Okay, so we can offer you a flexible gamification engine that allows you to create your own challenges, leaderboards, and badges. Like you said, we already have a lot of attractive options inside our system, including a promotional tools that allows you to run automated email campaigns, automated targeted social media campaigns, a learning module that allows you to offer different kind of training programs to your distributors, bring in that healthy competition among them, at this. Two things happens at the same time. You're giving them with all kind of learning and training that they require, and at the same time you're bringing in that healthy competition among those distributors. And of course, we offer real-time dashboards for performance and engagement tracking. So our dashboards provide, it's actually a single place. The moment you log into the system, the first thing you see is a dashboard, right? We try our best to make it as much engaging and as much user-friendly as possible, because MLM systems, as you see, you need real-time data. Okay, so when a distributor makes a purchase or makes a sale, they need to see that instantly in their dashboard. And at the same time, we offer a bird eye view of what's happening around you, what's happening around your personal sales or your team sales, all at one single point. Okay, so we're offering a bird eye view of everything, your current position, everything at one single spot. At the same time, we don't want to give them the idea of opening up an Excel sheet in front of them, because if you see MLM business, it's more about dealing with your entire team. You're not just handling your personal sales or your personal records or what do you say? It's not just about your business. You're handling an entire team. You might be dealing with millions of numbers every single day. So you want that to be as much engaging and as much user-friendly as possible. Okay, so that's what our real-time dashboards for performance and engagement tracking does to you. And another important thing is we very often offer commission simulator for testing the payout plans before launching a system. So what this does is, before you launch or implement a new compensation plan, Epixel does this very religiously, that we do a profitability check for whoever our client is, who brings in a compensation plan to us. We very religiously does this profitability check just to make sure that this is going to be a profitable one at the end of the day for you, as long as you run the business. So if you see there are some drawbacks for a few binary compensation plans, you might fail to identify this at an early stage, but with experience comes the expertise. We try our best to identify these at a very early stage and notify our clients about these. So profitability check of the compensation plan is something that we do very religiously. And you can see how these changes will impact your business on the longer run. So this actually helps you not only, like I said, profitability check is a very crucial part. Apart from that, what we does is we also help you to identify, let's say a distributor joins your business. When you give them a simulator, they can always forecast how much they are going to earn when a sale happens, or if they bring in so and so number of distributors, right? So this is also an additional motivating factor for your distributors. So they always get the data that they want. If I'm going to work so and so hard for the next 1 month, how much am I going to get rewarded for? Okay, how much am I going to get incentivized? So you get all this idea through our commission simulators. So this is actually for motivating your distributors in a very sustainable and profitable way for the longer run of your business. So all these practical tools, like we discussed, are already helping global MLM brands across the globe, and it helps you reduce the overhead, empower their teams, and also scale with confidence. So this is, we're coming towards the end of the session today. So let's just have a quick recap what we have gone through today. Of course, AI drives personalized retention strategies for you. Gamification, very important factor, helps you build motivation and engagement. It's definitely not a gimmicks. Gamification actually matters for your business. Okay, and then obviously data intelligence. It equips your leaders or the business owners with clarity and foresight. Okay, so together, what these tools can do is create a smarter, scalable MLM business model for the future. So that's it for the session today, guys. So thank you everybody for joining the session today. I would also like to hear from you. If any of you have any questions, please feel free to drop it now. We can just go through it and I'll try my best to answer them. We have one here already. All right. How does AI actually predict which distributors are likely to churn? Okay, like I said before, AI actually uses behavioral and sales data to identify the patterns in distributors. Okay, so for example, when a distributor joins the business, AI can constantly monitor their behavioral activity, like are there declining logins from their side, or how their engagements are? Is there a reduction in engagement, or are they placing fewer orders compared to the time they've joined the business? Okay, or is there reduced communication? That's another important thing. You communicate with your uplines or your peers constantly, and suddenly you see a reduced communication. So these are the signals that AI can identify and flags it to your upline or your sponsor, or tells you who are the distributors at risk. Okay, and based on these data, we can take proactive actions like a triggered automated retention, workflows, incentives. Like we said, all these steps can be taken based on the signals that we get or identified by using AI tools. Okay. So, any other questions? Yeah. Won't gamification feel like just a gimmick? Yeah, I've said this repeatedly. So gamification, trust me, it's not just a gimmick, not at all, to answer the question. So when designed well, gamification actually taps into the human psychology, right? Like I said before, imagine if you are working hard for a very long time, and the moment you get recognized, so it's not about succeeding at the end of, you definitely will have business goals when you join a business. So it's not about doing that for a very longer time and achieving your goals at the very end, maybe after 2 years or 3 years. If you get motivated along the way, that actually helps your journey. Okay, and not all the people are same, right? So you might be somebody who doesn't need that smaller motivation, but not everybody are the same. So what happens is you identify the distributors who are at risk. Okay, who with whom there is a higher chances of losing them. So you identify them at an early stage. That's where you bring in these kind of gamifications, motivate them and help them be a part of you as long as you run the business. So it's about recognition, achievement, and building that a sense of community within your business. Okay, so that's what gamification does. It's definitely not a gimmick. It definitely works for retaining your distributors. So yeah, I think that's it from the audience side. So if there is no more questions, so we can actually wrap up today's session. So once again, thank you everyone for joining the session. I hope this brought some kind of insights, and it was valuable or maybe productive for all of us. So thanks again for joining the session. Have a very good day. Bye-bye.